the story of a Nigerian American woman navigating through this thing called life.
When I started my new business, Upling,
Come on,
Upling, Upling, not Uplink, Upling with accent, yes.
Upling,
Wagwan.
Guyana, Guyana in the building.
So, and it's crazy. So we're the first ever cannabis delivery app, you understand? And proceeds from that help returning citizens, meaning citizens who've been locked up, coming back into,
That's so wonderful.
So we got 2 drivers who came back home and they driving for us right now. We got a couple of products that we sell, our flower towers and our stash box. And proceeds from that go into helping them just build their business idea and whatnot. You know what I mean? So it's like, I still took that life of the crime, you know what I'm saying? The unmet expectation, being that big time drug dealer. Now I got a license to transport cannabis all up and down Maryland, you know what I mean?
Wow.
And also help those who were in the system get out the system now because the laws are changing and what have you. So because of that unmet expectation, it turned into something that flourished into boss. You understand what I'm saying?
Boss.
So
Big boss.
yeah, so you know what I mean? So, we just continue thriving no matter whatever card or hand dealt to us. You know what I mean? That unmet expectation, you can make it positive for what you want to be in your life. I think the thing is just to keep going, you know what I mean?
Wow. Yeah, your story is so beautiful, Colin. I'm so inspired. And I know there are a lot of people out there that might be in similar situations. It's a very, very relatable thing. No one's life is 100% perfect. And in life, we go through things. Good, bad, pretty, ugly, failure, successes. It's all a part of our journey.
Definitely.
And that's the premise of this podcast, is for us to come on here, talk about our journeys, talk about our stories, and then connect the dots. Because you're Guyanese, I'm Nigerian, but there are a lot of things that we've been through that are very, very similar. Earlier, you spoke about the educational that expectation. And, that's such a common thing that happens with us, as children of immigrant parents. And that is the goal, is to connect these dots, bridge the gaps, have aha moments, have epiphany moments. And I want us to all relate to one another, because we might be from different countries, but our journeys and our stories are quite similar.
Yeah, relatable.
Very, very relatable.
Yeah.
So that's the whole purpose. And I'm so glad that you came on and told us about being in the belly of the beast.
Yeah, that beast was,
Scratch the surface.
No, that beast was a beast.
It was beasting.
Man, it was beasting.
Yo, so we only scratched the surface. So your story, beautiful story, full circle story. Tell me or give me the best piece of advice or words of affirmation you would give your 21-year-old self today, based on where you are or based on what you know.
Man, don't be so hard-headed. Like, give. I think you gotta give a little. You know what I mean? Especially so, like, when you get older, you're a little bit more structured. You want what you want. In the 20s, I think I would, don't be so hard-headed and so my way or the highway.
Wow.
You know what I mean? I think that's what I would kind of tell my younger self.
Wow. Because that's so relatable, because at that age, we think we know everything.
Man, look.
There's still things at my age that I'm still trying to figure out. And I don't know. I don't have the answer to. So I can only imagine my thought process at 21. I don't know it all. No, nowhere close. Nowhere close. So I think we have to humble ourselves. Be humble. Like, you don't know everything.
Sure. Them 8 shots humble me real quick. Yeah.
Listen to your parents. They're not your enemies. Well, some of them. That's a different story, right? Because some of them... Anyways, they're not. Most of them aren't your enemies. They want the best.
No, I think some parents are jealous though of their children, where they become. You know what? Let me go there right quick. All right, let's
go there.
I think that there are some parents that have tried to raise their child the way they wanted to, right? And they're flourishing and they're seeing things in their child that they may not have done or wanted to do, or because they didn't do it their way and got to the end result, they feel some type of resentment, and they're low-key jealous
Jesus.
of what their child has become and what it's doing, and because they didn't take their guidance to do it.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And
Wow.
I
Ooh,
think
I took a different route than what you proposed, and I'm still.
or I'm even excelling, you know what I mean, further than what you thought I was doing. But then you mad now. You know what I mean? 'Cause I ain't listen to you.
Big mad,
But then I got other people coming to me now as I'm a parent, and I got other people children coming to me taking advice, but my own child not taking advice, but they still flourishing. You know what I mean? So
you know what that is? What you just mentioned just now? That's ego.
Oh.
That's ego. That's pride. That's ego.
Pride. Yeah.
There's a lot of pride. There's a lot of ego, and even like parenting can be prideful parenting. It could be egotistical parenting. Parenting has so many branches.
But I feel like you got to set the tone from early. You know what I mean? Because you got to realize that you birth children, and you're teaching your children to be good human beings.
Oh, that's it. That's
right?
The ultimate goal, Colin.
Good human beings. Right. So it's not that they got to follow all the rules and do everything that you say. You're training them so they can be living on this earth without you, but then be good human beings. You know what I mean? Of course, the world will be better. They don't just make kids so they can love you back, or so they can have an engineering degree, right? To go work for somebody else to get them money, and then they have a good life or what have you. I think it's raising them in a way that they have confidence, that they have their independence, they know the right from wrong, and of course that they God-fearing. You know what I mean? I think so. Parenting looks different what we go through versus how our parents parented us, because remember when they came over here, it was more so trying to survive.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And we thriving. We tired of surviving. You feel me?
And we're exposed to way more than they were exposed to.
So we raising kids here to thrive, not to survive, because guess what? We got them everything they have, versus our parents were surviving to try to get us everything we have. Shout out to the good parents or whatever. We thank God for y'all. You've done a good job up to a certain point.
Amazing job. And I was having a conversation with one of my besties, and we talked about that. She's a mom. Shout out to Lo. She was telling me, like, ultimately, my kids aren't mine. They're God's. God used me as a vessel to bring them up, raise them to a certain age, and after that, they're no longer mine.
But we got to keep that in mind. So I give you a story. Yes. I got a pastor who lost his 22-year-old son. Wow. Right? He's a pastor, and his child is taken from him. I don't know how you justify, like, God, that's your child or whatever, but he had to come to terms to say, look, because you spend all this time and money and effort, right, to have your child taken away from you. He was in a car crash and, lost his life that way. And, he was Nigerian too. And I just really felt for him.
A child, you burying your child, that's a huge weight.
And he had to come to terms like, look, God, this is your child. Yeah. It wasn't mine. I raised him up, and it was his time. So, I got to find peace with it. So it's one thing to keep that in your mind, but it's always hard, 'cause I don't know what it is to lose a child. So, and I think, right. And I think that was a good thing that Lomina said, to just remember, like, this is God's child. Raise them up in the way that they should go.
Yeah. You're the vessel, and they're yours.
That's it.
They are yours. I'm the vessel, they're yours. And ultimately, I can raise them up to the best I can. And then after that, it's on.
That's it. Yours.
Wow. That is...
It
kind of goes back to what you were saying about try your best to listen. Don't be so hard-headed, though.
Yeah.
That's really good words of advice for the youngers. Yeah, I really...
And find a mentor, because, sometimes we can't relate to our parents, even though that they raised us. They're just different, you know what I mean?
It is different.
But I think you got to find some type of mentor, some type of, somebody who you look up to try to, I don't want to say guide your life, but look for the good things in it to thrive in. You know what I mean? Just because it's kind of hard for our parents, like, to look up. Can I tell you the truth? I don't look up to my parents. You know what I mean? They're good in what they do or what have you. But as far as me wanting to become the adults that they are, or the parents that they are, I don't thrive want to be that.
Yeah,
You
and
know
it's
what I
because
mean?
of the generation we're in. We're not that generation. You said, like you said, they were trying to survive, and we're here thriving. So, and that's kind of the premise of life. If every generation is the same, that's not progress. You're supposed to be better than your mom,
You
better
hit
than
that.
your grandma. Every single generation is supposed to get better with time. You're supposed to thrive and reach levels they never met. Because if you don't, ultimately,
What are the tools though? What would you say are the tools of making your offspring better than you were?
well, for one, I'm not gonna lie. I think just financially, you want to make sure that you're equipped with things to ensure that your kids have access to things you didn't have access to. Because I think once you have access to different levels, different, whether it be education, whether it be just exposure, I think that is a really good tool. So maybe not even financially, because we don't all have to
economic
be
level, because I would say,
millionaires.
because even if you don't
But
have that, but you could still feel the love and the
the
exposure
love,
at
yeah, the
home, right?
love,
Because like we
love.
didn't grow up, I didn't grow up with a ton of money.
Yeah,
I
I
think
think
that's what drew me to
okay.
try to make money, right?
Right.
Because I didn't grow up with it,
Right.
but still, I still felt cared for and loved because of activities we've done.
Yeah.
Like my dad took me to go. He had season tickets for the baseball game, so he took me out there. So that's that quality,
Quality time.
that quality time.
You hit the nail right on the head. I think love. Feeling that like unwavering love, knowing that your parents got you, knowing that, and that's the thing, like knowing that with Enoch or with Ethan or with Eden, like they know like my dad's got me.
Right.
You're in their corner, you're rooting for them, you're showing them the love. That's a tool within itself.
Because we don't
Love
talk
is
money
a tool.
business. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
we don't talk money business, but the money doesn't hurt either.
Yeah, true
because
that.
the money allows you to expose them to different things, like playing soccer, like going to ballerina,
Or
like
traveling.
traveling.
Yeah.
Travel is life. We all know that. That exposes you to so many different things. So, that love, that foundation of love is so essential.
But
that.
then that's another thing too, right? How do you quantify love, right? And then to love for everybody looks different.
Yes.
Right? So I really didn't know what true love was until I got shot and then reintroduced myself to God. You feel me? The type of love I was experienced was it was just different. You know what I mean? I definitely can't say it is what it is now.
Yeah.
Where I know what true love is, and I think that takes a little bit of soul searching.
I think you know what true love is. I think you know that we got that God love.
Well, now.
Yes.
But before I couldn't put a finger on it, even if I told somebody, oh, I love them or whatever, or, what does that really mean? How does it make me feel? Or what have you? Because especially as men, we're not really trained to dig into our emotions. You know what I mean? So it's like you're mad, had, sappy, glad. That's it. You know what I mean? So I had to be taught the difference between empathy and sympathy.
Right.
Right.
Two things
so
different.
It's a learned behavior too with your emotions and feelings, and then it goes into, well, how do I give love? How do I show love? How do I portray love? You know what I mean?
And we can go into the love languages too, but that's a whole nother episode.
Yeah, and I think that's important. Everybody may not know them, but as long as you're in tune with it, you could identify.
Exactly.
So, quick thing, right? I know what her love language is, right?
I know what mine is now, though.
It changed? Wait, or the same one? So I know her love language is quality time.
It is.
It's still quality time?
That's how I like to receive love.
You see? And so, when I see her with different people.
I dated.
Look, y'all. Okay, I didn't want to go there, but she said it.
Yeah, we don't have to give names.
Right. So, mind you, I know her for years, so I know you, Sydney. You understand what I'm saying?
And it's been platonic, y'all. Like, Colin is my homeboy.
Yeah.
He is my guy. Like, yeah.
And so she was dating somebody when she told, great guy, taking me here and there, whatever. Her profession was a doctor, but he was traveling a lot. Was he a travel doctor?
He was a travel doctor.
From since she told me that, no. It's not gonna work. You ain't even got to tell me no more about this guy. When I tell you she was, oh man, how you gonna tell me about dude I'm dating and you don't even know the dude?
I gave him so much attitude. Like, what do you mean?
Oh
tell me that. Like,
man,
she went. Guy, he does this. I went in on Colin. I was livid. Like, how dare he? Meanwhile, in the back of my mind, I knew he wasn't the one.
Thank God for
He
grace.
looked good on paper. So yeah, that was pretty much a great guy, but more so looked good on paper.
And that would become her love language. So if you
All the
couldn't communicate with her on her love language, how you gonna communicate with her just as loving her as a whole, right?
Yeah.
If I can't even talk to you in the language that you receive, you know what I mean? So that's deep, and like I saw that, right? But
Yeah.
sometimes we just get wrapped up in
We get defensive.
yeah, of course, because you don't want to make it seem like, oh, here's another one that doesn't work. You know what I mean? So that's what Mitch always taught. My wife always talks about, where she's like, you know, she felt bad coming to her girlfriend. She always confided in her, saying, well, I met this guy. Oh, I met this other guy. And then the friend is like, well, which one is it? You know what I mean? So she felt some type of way. So that's why she didn't really talk about the different persons she was dating or whatever the case may be. And you know, sometimes
you don't want to tell people that stuff because, but you know, the thing with us women and our intuition is sharp. It's sharp. Like we know when it's not for the most part. Some of us are more discerning than others, but a lot of us know. Like our intuition is given to us by God for a reason, and a lot of times if we follow that, we won't be in a lot of the situations we find ourselves in. But because we choose not to follow that intuition, we're in relationships for 5-6 years with someone that was just supposed to be a fling and kind of be over. But anyways, that's a different story.
Check y'all relationships, because y'all in situationships. Remember, I don't know if I had y'all on the show. Remember we talked about situationships with Lomina and everybody?
Yeah. On a radio show. That was a really good episode, actually.
Situationships. Yeah. Be careful.
Be careful.
That could lead into your unmet expectation. I'm telling you about that. It could
for sure.
It could definitely get you there.
For sure. Well, we talked about being in the belly of the beast. Let's go off to something a little bit lighter because music is life.
Mm-hmm.
I love a tune now. Me and Colin used to be in the club in the back of the
Oh, man. Yeah.
Hey, parachute. Colin, oh my gosh, we used to have much fun back in the day. And because music is life, what are we listening to this week or at any given time? What's your big tune? What's on repeat? This segment is called On Repeat. What are we listening to?
Hey, man, and I gotta have, it's my kids have me repeating this. So we had this one called Can't Tell It All by Hugh, KB, and Lecrae. So it's a Christian hip hop artist.
Okay.
And there's another one called When I Grow Up by NF. It's another Christian hip hop artist. Mm-hmm. It is crazy that like that's majority all I listen to now. I can't even tell you what's on a regular radio, what Lil Baby talking about or what have you. Mm-hmm. Just because the main rap artist was Young Jeezy. Oh man.
He was my song of the week last week.
Oh, right? Which one?
Jeezy from the bottom.
You see, look.
That was my song last weekend. I swear to goodness.
Jeezy, because and this is why you gotta be careful with it when you listen to, right? Because the lyrics of the song, you do listen to that, but
I was in the gym on the
but exactly right. So like Jeezy's my gym flow all day, every day. But then like I can't listen to it too much because he's to talk about trapping and all other type of stuff. I used to listen to him when I used to be transporting illegal goods from one state to the next, like. This is my theme music.
Girl. Like the beat.
Oh, the beat. Boom, boom, it was hard. His beats were hard. And I think, well, you like trap music. I do love trap music. Jeezy was, man, he made it do what it do. To go from that to, I think that's why. So that's why I gravitated to CHH Christian hip hop, because some of the beats in this joint is wild, right? Wow. Then now behind it, you actually got like affirming lyrics, right? That help build you up. Wow. And I think like we need that in this society when you see so much negativity. So why not hear something that could kind of boost your spirit, man, spirit woman up and get through the day, get through the week or what have you. So
I need to get in more tune with the Christian rap.
Yeah.
I'm so far removed from it, and I love God. God is life. He's everything. But I'm not really good at like the gospel music.
It's hard because you got like Tasha Cobbs, like the stuff they play on the radio. Like you not really gonna hear what like CHH Christian hip hop will do for you. So
yeah, and like you said, I mean, for me, it's more so the beat, like boom, pow, two. But like, it's true. It probably should be listening to more uplifting music, more positive music.
Yeah. So I try to listen to your boy. So like DMS got a nice mixtape out.
Colin, you're talking about every artist I've been listening to
Oh,
for the
right?
past week. Yeah. DMX has been heavy on
And
my playlist.
so
as well.
like I had DMX, and DMX had this one song, man. I was like, he call it, yo.
No, he's
he would
wild.
call the women all out their name,
No,
and I know
DMX.
this. I know this
Rest in peace,
is
DMX, but he
of
was
what he was
wild.
doing,
Yeah.
and I was like, yo.
No, he was wild. He's a wildcat, or was a
But
wildcat.
you know,
Rest in
DMS,
peace.
yeah, God bless his
Yeah,
soul.
God bless his soul. But I'm listening to, I'm an Afrobeat girl too, not Jack girl, so you know I'm already hip.
That Sip Alcohol, my kids love that one. You know that
Which
one?
one?
It's Sip. It calls Sip.
How does it go?
Ah.
Sing it.
I can't even. If I brought my kids, they'll be able to sing it. But my kids love that. So every morning, yeah, we playing. What we playing? And they love Tim's.
Tim's.
But then we playing. Man, what's this? Oh, Talking on the Moon. You never heard of Talking on the Moon?
No. Who's
So
the
this,
artist?
so by Joko or something like that. So it's a song from Bruno Mars, Talking on the Moon, but then he remixed it, so it's that type of drill beat. So he sings that. I can't remember the artist's name, but then after that it runs into all this Afrobeat music or what have you.
I need to check
so that's a thing. And then they also like that other song with Wizkid and Chris Brown.
Call you every day.
That one.
Yeah. Kids like that?
Yeah, they like that. And then my favorite one, I like Loading. Loading. Yeah.
Loading.
That one.
You took it back. Loading is a bit old.
Yeah, Loading.
Olamide is definitely, he's a vibe. So this week I'm listening to Zinoliski.
Oh.
He's an Afrobeat artist, a Niger boy. It's called Personal. And I love how it starts. It starts like, how does it go? He says like, don't take it personal, I'm just being myself. He said something like, I'm just being myself, don't take it personal. It's so cool.
We gotta get a DJ up in this.
We
do
gotta
a little
get the DJ
something.
here. He's like, the way he starts it, the first couple of words is like, boom, that's me. Don't take it personal. I'm just being myself. So I love that song. That is my tune. That was my tune for all of Dirty December. Yeah, it was my tune for all of Dirty December in Lagos, in Accra. That was definitely the song that was on repeat for sure. Colin, I appreciate you.
Yeah, this was dope, man. Y'all make sure tune in, like, subscribe. You know, leave some comments, whatever.
Tell a friend.
Do what it do. Yeah. Put some comments in the notes. Anything you guys want to see. Shout out my girl. If you want to be a guest, shout out my girl. If you wanted a cash app, shout out my girl. Sure.
Yeah, so as far as email, you can find me at theunmetexpectation@gmail.com. Again, that's theunmetexpectation@gmail.com. Please send in your dilemmas, your questions, your comments, any of that jazz, all that jazz. Because what I want to do is I want to address any questions, any dilemmas you are having pertaining to the premise of this pod. Send them in. We're going to talk about it. We're going to come up with solutions because I'm solution driven. I love a solution. Let's fix it. So yeah, send all that in. And again, we're going to like, comment, subscribe. We're going to tell a friend about the Unmet Expectation podcast. I'm so grateful. I am so thrilled. I am empowered. I'm all of the words that express happiness. Excellent. Thank you so much, Colin, for being on this episode.
Thank you.
And definitely tune into another episode of the Unmet Expectation podcast. Thank y'all. And we out.
Did a good job.